Hey everybody, this is Dave Huber for Tradeway. I'm going live from my home right now. Today it's Tip Tuesday, the time at which we give you tips that are designed to level up your knowledge about trading and life in general, right? So if you came to this channel hoping to learn something about how to level up your trades, you're at the right place at the right time. And I have quite a few things I can tell you about leveling up your trades, but most things that you'll learn anywhere you go are methods, right? Things, tactics, strategies, things that you can do to hopefully get a little bit of an edge in your trading. And what I want to do for those of you who are joining us today, go ahead and throw in something in the comments. Just say hi. Let me know where you're from. I can see that some of y'all are hailing from Facebook, some from YouTube. It's good to have you on here with me today. Just go ahead and let me know where you're saying hi from. Give us a like and a subscribe. And what I'll do is I'm about to share one of the biggest tips that has changed the way I look at trading. And it's going to start with one of those principles, or I'm sorry, with one of those strategies or methods that you can learn pretty quickly, but it goes deeper than a strategy or a method. It's actually much more important than just what you can do. It's always good to learn things that you can do, but if you don't know the deeper meanings behind them, you'll never really get the deepest edge that you can get. You want to get a really big edge in your trading. And so that's what today's Tip Tuesday is all about. So if you have ever thought, okay, I want to trade. Maybe you're brand new, you've never traded before, and you go, okay, I'm going to trade stocks, and maybe you even tried. Maybe you even got into a trade, and when you did, you're super excited, and then you found yourself caught in this weird cycle of not knowing, what do I do now? Like, I bought a stock. How do I know when to sell it? Has that ever been a question that's popped up into your mind? Like, how do I know when to sell my stock? Maybe you bought it because you got something from a newsletter or a hot tip from a good friend or family member or even a financial advisor. And you kind of just felt uncertain about, like, should I keep holding on to it? Maybe it'll keep going up. Maybe I'll make more money if I hold on. Or what if I lose? What if I keep holding on to this stock while it's going down? Isn't there something I can do to give myself more clarity in my trades so that I'm not left wondering? Because that becomes an emotional trade. If you don't know what the plan is and you don't know how to stick to the plan because you don't know what the plan is, you'll end up trading very emotionally, and it can just totally mess up everything in your trades. You may have been in a couple of emotional trades before. Howdy from Colorado, Tom. Thanks for joining. Good to see you on here. Yeah, Tom, have you ever traded and found yourself overly emotional about your trades? I know I have. And so here's the tip that has really helped me a lot when it comes to my trading. Know your exit before you enter the trade. Now, for those of you who've already heard this, stick around. It goes deeper than that. All right. That's the method. That's the strategy, if you will. The method is, I need to know what my exit is. Here's how you do that. All right. Here's the strategy behind it. When you're getting ready to buy a stock, know where you will sell the stock. That means you need to know where your outline is when you're ready to take profits. What price point are you buying the stock at? What price point are you selling it at for profit? But also, what price point are you going to sell it at if it goes against you, right? So if the stock goes against you, you should already know exactly the price point that you're going to sell at. Let me pull up a chart, and I'm going to show you how to do this, all right? I'm going to show you the strategy, and then we're going to go a little bit deeper and talk about a level that's better than just knowing strategies, okay? It's going to remember, this is all about leveling up your trades. And you can't level up if all you know is a couple of tricks of the trade, all right? You need to level up with a deeper knowledge of trading. Tom, too often unprepared, changing for the better. That's great, Tom. And this tip is designed to help you do just that. because we do not want to be unprepared in our trades. We actually want to be very prepared. In fact, we want to be prepared to take a loss before we ever get into a trade. We want to be prepared to take profits before we ever get into the trade. We need to be prepared for both ends of that spectrum. And here's how we do that. I'm going to pull up a chart here. We're going to look at a stock. This is Twilio Incorporated. It is a past chart. This is not up to date as of now. All right. This is going back a few weeks. So don't think it's time to go jump in on this stock right now. I want to use this for teaching purposes though. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete one of these lines here that I was playing around with before you guys joined me. And let's just imagine, if you will, that we find a stock like this and we see a great pattern, right? We see, okay, this stock is beginning to follow some lines. This support line is very strong. For those of you who know what a support line is, it's a point at which the stock tends to bounce up. It tends to go down to a line and move up. And in a trending stock, that support line is ever increasing. That's what we're seeing here. This support line is ever increasing, and that's a great start to finding a pattern that we can trade. But we also need a resistance line. So I've bumped a resistance line up above it. And the method we use here at Tradeway is to draw the resistance line parallel to the support line. So we do that real quick. There's a quick review on drawing lines in case you haven't caught that tip Tuesday. But once we've drawn our lines, we can identify our buy points. And from those buy points, we can identify our sell points before we ever trade. All right. We're not ready to hit the buy button yet. We want to trade this stock, but before we can, we've got to know, where are we going to sell it after we own it? So let's just zoom in here and take a look. We've got a good little bounce off support right here. And so let's just, for kicks, say we're watching this stock on this particular day, which is, let's see what the date is, January 28th, all right, of this year. Let's say we're watching this stock on January 28th of this year, and we like the bounce, and we say, okay, we're getting ready to buy this stock. Let's say we catch it before the end of the day. We catch it around maybe 255, right? Maybe midday, something like that. We catch the stock at around $355. So the stock is sitting, imagine with me, if you will, if the stock is sitting at around 355 and we're getting ready to push the buy button, right? Now, if we're going to buy this, we need to know, where would we sell it before we buy it? So let's say we buy the stock for 355, but before we hit buy, we just say, okay, I'm going to buy at 355. Where would I sell it at? So easiest thing to do, and the first thing I like to do, is look to see, is it worth my time, right? If I came to you with a business decision, I said, hey, I've got this great business idea. I want you to risk $1,000 on it. What would you say? You might would say, what's in it for me, right? Like, if I'm going to give you $1,000 and risk $1,000 on your business idea, how am I going to get paid? So one of the first things I like to do is I like to know, all right, before I ever buy this stock, is it worth my time? So I want to know, how do I get paid? So I look for my profit line. And the way I do that is I look at this resistance line and I say, all right, let's assume the stock doesn't quite get up to that resistance line, even though it has. All right. I want to be a little bit conservative because this isn't an exact science. And eventually this uptrending pattern will fail. And when it does, it might not make it to that top line all the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a secondary line. All right. And I'm going to bump it up right underneath that resistance line. And I'm going to say, okay, here's my line. And when this stock gets up to this line, what's my sell point? Now, assuming it did it today, I can literally look at the price point today and say, okay, my sell point, if this thing shoots way up fast, is about $400. If it goes up to $400, I'm out. If that happens today. But tomorrow, that's going to be a slightly different price. It's going to be moving up a little, okay? One thing that you might want to consider is also being aware of lines that might push the stock down before it hits the resistance line. like recent highs. The recent high of this stock is, let's see, around 390. So what does that mean? Even though I might be hoping that it gets up above $400, I need to be aware of its recent highs of around 390 on this candlestick. It got a little higher than that. It did get all the way up to 402. So that's good, but I can see that it had some trouble getting through that 390 price point. You see how the candlesticks kind of bump up against that for a while before it goes up above it? I want to be aware of that price point. Any other price points that the stock kind of hesitates at, I'm going to draw a line on and just be aware of those. It doesn't mean that I need to get out at those lines. I just need to be watching to see if the stock tries to turn down from those lines. And you can see there's a line back here, probably around the, I don't know, 369, 370. It's about 370 is right around here. Okay, so 370, if the stock looks like it starts bouncing down off of it, I need to be aware of that. So now I have exit points. I really have one exit point, which is my profit line up here, but I have other price points that I need to be aware of that could mess up this stock. Well, how do I know that they're messing it up? Wouldn't it worry me that this thing is kind of going sideways back here? Maybe I would think it got messed up back there, right? Well, if we look at the trend as a whole, we notice that the stock is actually following its trend lines. So we'll expect it to go through those lines. But if the S&P 500 or the market as a whole starts to tank while my stock is at one of these lines, I might take early profits. So now I've got not just a profit plan, but I've got profit contingency plans for early profits if I need them. And I haven't bought the stock yet, right? So the stock's sitting around 355. I also need to know, where would I sell this stock if it goes against me, right? So here's what I might do. I might say, okay, if I'm going to buy at 355, I'm going to do a quick calculation. I'll say $355 is what I buy the stock at. And I'm going to multiply that times 0.92. That's about an 8% reduction, okay? That would give me $326.60. And I will put what's called a stop loss in under my stock. It's an automatic sell trigger that will sell this stock for me if I'm not sitting there watching it, all right? So I'll put in my line here, and I'll say I want it to be at 326.60. Okay. And when I do that, I can see that it actually lines up really well with its recent low and some other highs in the past. That tells me it's a pretty decent line. I might want to keep it there. I may adjust it by a few cents to make it exact with the recent low. I can look at this recent low and say, all right, it's that recent low was around 326.11. So I may adjust it just a few cents down to 326.11, but I'm not going much further down than that, because 8% is a pretty good rule of thumb for beginning traders. It's just a good beginner rule for stop losses. There are more advanced rules that we teach at Tradeway that are designed to make it so that if the trade goes against you, you're not risking as much as the 8% as you would in a stop loss. So there are additional tips and tricks and strategies and methods that you can learn from us. We'll love to teach them to you to help level up your trades. But guys, it goes deeper than that. And let me tell you what I mean by it goes deeper. There are different levels of learning in life. There's tips and tricks and strategies like we just discussed here, right? This is a stop loss strategy. It's a sell point strategy for your profit line. I call it the exit strategies, right? And that's good, but you need to know why you need the exit strategies. And it goes right to what Tom and I were talking about just a second ago when Tom said he's too often unprepared. The reason why you need these strategies in place before you buy the stock is so that you will be prepared in your trades. I've actually been in a trade that, I may have thought that it was going to go the direction I expected or against me. I thought the trade might last, a day. And yet my trade lasted 8 minutes because it moved faster than I expected. Has that ever happened to you? Moved faster for you or faster against you? If you don't already know what your exit strategies are, when it starts moving quickly, you're unprepared. And if you're unprepared, you're not leveling up your trades. You're panicking. You're not making it to the next level that you were wanting to make when you bought the stock and you had all the excitement. All of a sudden, you're panicked and you're making emotional decisions. So the why behind the methodology is preparedness. You need to be prepared so that you're ready to get out, right? The principle behind it is becoming a disciplined trader, right? That's really what it comes down to. You need to be disciplined, and it does take discipline to make your plan when that stock is moving around and you're like, oh no, I'm going to miss my buy point. I need to buy now, right? So it's very important to be disciplined, all right? That's the principle behind the why, which is being prepared. And that gets you to your methodology, which is I need to place exit points in before I even buy my stock. See, there are different levels of learning here, not just a strategy, do this thing. You need to know why. You need to know the principles behind it. But guess what? It goes even deeper than that. And at Tradeway, we always try to take it to the deepest level of learning. There are teachers of every subject in this world, and they love to teach strategies and tips and tricks because that's what people are attracted to. They think that's all they need, are tips and tricks and strategies. But good teachers will teach why you need the tips, tricks, and strategies. Great teachers will teach the principles that make this work, right? Great teachers will teach the principles. But if you want the truly rare teachers, the type of teachers that can totally change your life and help you level up in almost any area you can think of, you want the teachers that will teach the essence behind the principle. That's a whole another level that I don't even have time in Tip Tuesday to mention and get into in a deeper level. Like, you need to learn the essence behind the principles. Plan, yes, work the plan, stick to it, says Benjamin. You're totally right, Benjamin. Discipline, preparedness, execution of most probable successful plan. You're right, Tom. It gets way more fun. But if you really want to take those principles to the next level, you want to learn the essence of the principle. What do you mean, Dave? I mean, you want to learn why the principle works. You want to learn why it is such a shift to learn the new principle and apply the new principle, and how that will affect more than just one method of placing a stop loss or a sell point of some sort. If you want to get to the deepest level of learning, you want to learn the essence of the principles, of the whys, of the methods. And that, my friends, is what the Level Up event is all about. You've probably heard us say, hey, Level Up is coming up. The Level Up event is going to be taught by two of my closest mentors, David Mitchell, my father-in-law and founder and CEO of Tradeway, and also his best friend, millionaire mentor, Myron Golden, who has really changed the way I look at a lot of things, including trading. What these two men will do for you is they will help prepare the trader so that the trading changes. All right. It's all about becoming a more disciplined trader. And you can learn discipline tactics. You can learn why those are important. You can even learn the principles that make them work. But when you get to the essence of those principles, now you can begin to apply those principles in so many areas of your trading. It will level up in ways you never thought you could level up. It will level up your knowledge. It's something that works to the inner man, because the things that are happening on the inside manifest on the outside, and they can manifest in your relationships. They can manifest in your trading. They can manifest in your work life. There's so many different things that can manifest from your inner man. And what we want to do at the Level Up event is help you build your inner man in such a way that you experience leveling up in every area of life. That's what we want to see. That's what it's designed to do, is help you level up, especially in your trading. So if you are excited and ready to learn a much deeper level of learning, and you want to get to the essence of what makes stock trading and life in general work, you want to attend the Level Up event. I'm going to share the link in the chat for you guys. The Level Up event is at go.tradeway.com. Yeah, you want to be a part of this. Go.tradeway.com/level up. Okay, here it is. I'm going to show that on the screen. Go.tradeway.com/level up. You want to be a part of this. Seats are limited. Not everyone's going to get in, so you want to get in while the tickets are available. We've already sold out of the early bird tickets. Those are done and gone. Can't get those anymore. But here you still have a chance to get the general admission before it's too late. Become a part of the Level Up event, guys. I hope this was helpful for y'all. Thank you so much for the comments. Love the ones that you guys shared. Tom, thanks for sharing that you are sometimes unprepared, but you are working to change for the better. That is encouraging, because there are other people out there just like you who are working towards the same thing. I love that you shared what you learned about in Tip Tuesday today: being disciplined, being prepared, and execute the most probable successful plan. And it's cool. I love that you put it's more fun. I totally agree that it is. Benjamin, same thing. Woo! Plan and stick to it. So for those of you who are just now joining, if you missed the Tip Tuesday, don't worry. We'll have a recording for you guys. It was really good to get on here and share Tip Tuesday with you. I hope that you'll take your learning to the deepest level that you can. Don't just settle for tips and tricks and strategies. Don't even settle for just learning why those are important. Get to the principles and then get to the essence behind those principles. Join the Level Up event with David Mitchell and Dr. Myron Golden, and see how you can level up your trading and your life in general. Guys, thanks for being on here. Don't forget to catch us next Tuesday when we do Tip Tuesday again. I will see you in the Level Up event, and then I'll see you in the market. Y'all take care.